What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we are going to be discussing the news about Salamangreat Miragstallio returning to the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG game. For people that are unaware what the whole situation is going on, we recently just gotten a ban list for July of 2021, and we got the news that Salamangreat Miragstallio is coming back to one after being banned for a while now. And that is what we're going to be discussing in this video. Obviously, there's other stuff from the ban list that I could talk over. I mean, Guard Dragon LP and Zodiac Dryden ended up getting banned. Miscellaneous Saurus, Salamangreat Miragstallio, Striker Dragon, and Sky Striker Engage ended up getting limited, which, by the way, Sky Striker Engaged. Why did that card come back? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to offend the Sky Striker players. I know you guys are probably happy about that, but why did that card come back? Like, seriously, couldn't you just keep that card banned? We didn't need another Pot of Greed card in the game, because that's basically what that card does. You had double Iris Magician. Oh, and then you also had Perform Battle Skullback Joker being limited as well, and then you had double Iris Magician semi-limited, and then there was a spell card that was unlimited, which no one really cares about, so I don't really want to talk about that. But this video is going to be more focused on Salamangreat Miragstallio. If you guys remember, I did the same thing when Firewall Dragon ended up getting an errata, which was going to lead to it getting off the forbidden list. So I decided to do the same thing for Salamangreat Miragstallio, and maybe I'll do it for Performance Battle Skullback Joker, as it technically was used in the anime, and maybe I'll do it for the other ones. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to just specifically do Miragstallio for this video. So without further ado, let's not waste any more time, and let's get right into it. So Salamangreat Miragstallio coming from banned to limited at 1, and this poses a question. Why was this card banned in the first place? Well, before we can actually get into as to why this card was banned, we need to go over Salamangreat Miragstallio. If you guys have never seen this card, whether you never played against a Salamangreat deck, if you never watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns anime, as this card actually did appear in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns anime, as Soulburner ended up using this card against Windy in their duel. He used it against Robopi in their duel, and used it in the second duel against Revolver, as this was a card for the Salamangreat archetype, which was Soulburner's deck. So if you guys have never seen this card or don't remember this card, this is what Salamangreat Miragstallio's effect is. You can detach one material from this card, special summon one Salamangreat monster from your deck in defense position. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn, except fire monsters. If this exceeds summoned card is sent to your graveyard as material for a link summon of a Salamangreat monster, you can target one monster on the field, return it to the hand, and you can only use the effect of Miragstallio once per turn. Also to mention that this is a generic rank 3 Exceeds monster, so it's very easy to summon this card. And this card overall is just a good card, being able to summon a Salamangreat monster from your deck. Sure, locking you into fire monsters might seem like a bad thing, which we'll get into in just a second, but for the Salamangreat deck in general, it really didn't matter, especially at the time of when this card was at 3, because of the fact that Salamangreats were just pure fire overall, so it didn't really matter for that deck. And in being able to actually pop a card on either player's field, might I add, you can pop something from your opponent's field, or you can pop something on your field and maybe let you go into further combos from there, just made it seem like a very powerful card. However, although this seems like a very powerful card, in my opinion, this card never should have been banned in the first place. The reason this card wanted to be banned is that a lot of people did not like dealing with this, especially for the Sky Striker players, which, funny enough, Sky Strikers ended up getting a limit as well in the form of Engage, which again, why did you limit that card? There was no reason for it. But a lot of people did not like to play against Miragstallio, and that's just because it was a good card. It wasn't a broken card by any means. Sure, being able to special summon a monster from your Salamangreat monster from your deck seems very powerful, but honestly, it wasn't a game warping card. It just made the Salamangreat deck a better deck, and Salamangreats already ended up getting hits. They had Gazelle getting limited, they had Circle getting limited, so Salamangreats were already taking hits. But for some reason, even after all of that, they decided to ban Miragstallio. And the reason for that is Konami wanted people to stop playing Salamangreat decks because it was a very powerful deck. It had seen many competitive plays. It made top 8s, it made top 16s. I think even Salamangreats had topped before. It was a very powerful deck, and banning Miragstallio just wanted to get rid of people from playing Salamangreat decks, which in my opinion is stupid. I don't understand why they needed to do it. I mean, just let the deck run. It's completely fine. And to be fair, Miragstallio, if it stayed at 3 during its running, Salamangreats would have just declined during time, because a lot of powerful decks ended up coming into the format, like Drytron, like Tri-Brigade, like Outledge, like Invoke, Shaddoll. All of these powerful decks started to get more combinations with either mixed decks or just got support to help the decks, and it just became to a point where it overpowered Salamangreats. Obviously, this was when Miragstallio was banned, but honestly, they would have grown past Salamangreats even if Miragstallio was at 3. They just wanted to encourage people to stop playing the Salamangreat deck, and that's the only reason why Miragstallio was banned. Don't get me wrong, it's still a powerful card, but it wasn't a game warping card for the Salamangreat decks. And to be fair, there is some people that believe that maybe it's not good to play Miragstallio to some degree, because the thing is it locks you into fire monsters now, and Salamangreats have kind of gone more in the builds with Code Talkers, especially more precisely Axis Code Talker, which is a very powerful Link 4 monster. And well, the problem with that is that that card is a dark attribute monster, so you cannot try to link climb with Miragstallio into Axis Code Talker, because Axis Code Talker is a dark type monster or a dark attribute monster, while Miragstallio locks you into fire monsters. So some people might opt to not actually do that, because Salamangreats were already still doing good thanks to the Code Talker archetype, more so Axis Code Talker, as Salamangreats ended up going into that since they didn't really have Miragstallio that they can go off with to do a pure Salamangreat deck. But in my opinion, even with this card being limited, it's not going to change where the deck is right now. Currently, the deck, I believe right now, I would say is at a rogue category. My highest I would say it would ever go is tier 2. I don't think it's going to make tier 1 as long as Drytron is a deck, as long as Tri-Brigade, even more so Tri-Brigade Zodiac is a deck. There is just no way this deck is going to be able to get over that. Even some decks like Dinosaurs, Invoked, Shaddoll, very powerful decks. Salamangreat Miragstallio is not going to make the Salamangreat decks overbeat those decks, because they are very powerful decks. And although yes, this does help the Salamangreat deck, it's not going to really change much. In fact, I can make a bold statement right here, and you guys can disagree with me, and that's completely understandable, but you can put this card to 3 copies, and I can just say this: it still wouldn't do anything. I really do believe that. And I just think this card should have never been banned, which I will say this: although I'm glad Miragstallio finally got unbanned, Orcus Harpoor, which is a card for the Orcus archetype, and Thunder Dragon, one of the Thunder Dragon fusion monsters, I think its name was Colossus, didn't end up getting unbanned either, which would have helped the Thunder Dragons. But for some reason, they kept those cards banned, but they brought back Miragstallio. I mean, hey, I guess you can do it once at a time, but you could have just brought those cards back as well. I mean, you're showing Salamangreat love. Show some love to Thunder Dragons and Orcus. I am just saying. But with all that being said, that is going to be it for this video. This is a very exciting time for Salamangreat fans, as now you can actually play Miragstallio back in your decks. Although I don't think it's going to really change where the deck is going to be currently right now, it is still very good to have Miragstallio back in the format where I feel like it rightfully belongs to be at. But with all that being said, that's going to be it for this OCG TCG video, more specifically TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of Miragstallio being limited. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's alright, it doesn't really matter to you? Or do you think it's not good and they should ban it immediately? And did you guys know that Miragstallio ended up getting banned? And what were your thoughts on it getting banned and now it getting limited? I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this card down below. And do you think it's going to change to the Salamangreat deck dramatically? Do you think this is going to make Salamangreat decks a very powerful deck like in the tier 1 category? Or do you think it's just going to keep it at like a rogue kind of level? I would love to know all your guys' thoughts on this down below. But with all that being said, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.